Hello, and thank you for joining me for the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program training. My name is Nadia Wall. I am the Community Impact Coordinator for United Way, and I also oversee the VITA program. In today's training sessions, we are going to go over the program and volunteering. We'll take a look at the IRS publications and materials that we'll use this tax season. And then finally, we'll just go over the upcoming video sessions that we have 2, 3, and 4. So in this session, I will discuss the volunteering, sorry, 3, 2, 1. Hello, and thank you for joining me for session 1 of our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance or VITA training. My name is Nadia Wall. I'm the Community Impact Coordinator with United Way, and I also oversee the VITA program. Before we begin, I would like to say thank you to all of our volunteers this tax season. Without you, this program would not be possible. So thank you for all that you do. In today's training session, we're going to briefly go over the program and volunteering. We'll take a look at the IRS publications and materials. And finally, we'll do a brief overview of the upcoming training sessions that we have. So for those that are new, VITA is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program that is sponsored by the IRS and administered in partnership with the United Way of Southwestern Indiana. VITA has operated for over 15 years, and for over 50 years, and for over 15 years here in Vanderburgh County. VITA provides free tax preparation and e-filing services to people who generally make $67,000 or less. That includes those that receive SSI, SSD, those that are disabled, and those that are limited English speaking, excuse me. Although we do process a lot of returns during the VITA season, there are some returns that are beyond our scope of work that we cannot process. Some examples of those would be rental property income, farm income, complicated capital gains and losses on Schedule D, digital assets such as cryptocurrency, and partnership or corporate returns. So if someone were to come in with any of these types of returns, we would just recommend that they go to a paid tax accountant that has a specialty in these areas. So when we talk about volunteering for VITA, everyone wants to know, well, who can be a volunteer? Um, or I don't have any, specific tax background. Well, anyone can be a volunteer, and no, you do not need to have an accounting or a finance background. If you like working with people, you want to give back to your community, perhaps learn a new skill, then being a VITA volunteer may be right for you. Our volunteers come from a wide range of backgrounds, from retirees to students to grandparents, parents, and all of the pictures here are some of our volunteers from last tax season. Last year, our volunteers prepared over 1,000 returns, and that resulted in over $1 million being returned back to the taxpayers in our community. Our VITA program operates in 3 counties here in southern Indiana. That's Vanderburgh, Warwick, and Spencer County. And as you can see, each location operates on different days and times during the week. We try to open it up to make that more beneficial for our clients that come in, as some people may work or may not want to get out in the evening, since it gets dark earlier in the early part of the year. So we have 4 locations in Vanderburgh County, and then we also have Warwick County, TriCap in Boonville, and Spencer County at the Rockport Library there. So as a volunteer, you can volunteer at one location or you can volunteer at 3 locations. Whatever is going to be beneficial for you, the more assistance that we can have and the more volunteers we can have, we will definitely take it. So within the VITA program, there are a couple of volunteer positions that we have open. One is our greeter slash intake. And the greeter slash intake volunteer will be the first person that the client sees when they enter into the facility. This person will verify appointment times. They'll make sure that the client coming in has all of their information. They'll give them any pre-filing paperwork that they'll need to do before they go back and see the taxpayer. And they'll answer any basic questions that they can for the taxpayer. The next position that we have available would be our tax preparer slash reviewer. And this person will be actually entering in the actual tax returns and reviewing tax returns that have been processed by other tax preparers. So you'll use the electronic software, which is the TaxSlayer software that we use. And in order to be a tax preparer, you must have either a basic or advanced certification. So when it comes to our certifications, of course, all of the testing information and training materials are given to you all for free. That is what these videos are going to be for, to help you, to guide you to where you need to go in order to get those certifications accomplished. So when we look at our basic and our advanced certifications for our tax preparers, there's not a lot of difference. There's just a few more things that we would like for our advanced preparers to know. So as we look here under the topics covered, for the basic certification is a 30 question test. Um, there would be simple returns for working individuals and family. That includes standard deductions, earned income tax credits, and the child tax credits. And that compared to the advanced certification is 35 questions. It covers all the basic topics, plus more complex issues like pensions or incomes from stock and the sale of a home. Um, Excuse me, it says it's often required for the majority of returns seen at the VITA sites. And so although we do not require you to take take the advanced certification, we do ask that you at least try. Again, it's a few more questions. However, all of the information, again, is available to you. As far as volunteer experience goes for our basic and advanced certification, anyone can take any certification that they feel that they would like. You don't have to do basic for a year in order to advance to the advanced certification. Absolutely not. Um, Both of the certifications require that you pass the test with 80% or higher. And once again, you will have 2 opportunities to take those tests. Um, if you fail the first time you take your test, the retest questions are in the book 6744 as well. So we always say that whenever you get your books, that you'll go through your test questions, mark your answers in the book for the test and the retest. And then once you go on to certify, you can just take those answers from your book and enter them right into the computer there, and you'll be over and done with your certification in no time. The relationship between the levels of basic and advanced is that both of these are standalone certifications. So if you want to take the advanced certification, you do not have to take the basic certification first. Okay, you'll just go in, you'll select the advanced certification, and it'll ask you those 35 questions for the advanced certification. So The United Way has a few requirements for our volunteers, and they are along with the IRS requirements, which we'll go over in just a moment. We ask that our volunteers complete all IRS required training before the start of the tax season. And this year, our tax season will start at the beginning of February. So I will send out more information on finalizing those dates that we want to have everyone's certifications completed and turned in. And we need those because that's something that we do have to report to the IRS. We ask that you commit to at least 5 or more sessions during the tax season. Again, depending upon where you volunteer at, you may be volunteering one day a week, but we ask that you do sit in for at least 5 sessions. Usually, the tax season is about 10 to 11 weeks from February to mid-April. We ask that you adhere to all site and program guidelines, um, have a willingness to work with people from different backgrounds, to be patient, and to most definitely have fun. And this right here is Miss Annie and Miss Kinsey. They are our dynamic duo for our United Way site. Our intake people there. They have both been doing VITA for a very long time, and they have just created such a wonderful friendship between these two young ladies here. Miss Annie is 91 years old this year, so we are so blessed to have her continuing to come in and volunteer for us each year. The IRS requirements to be a VITA volunteer. The first one is the IRS requires that all volunteers certify in the following areas. That would be the standards of conduct and the intake, interview, and quality review. Both of those certifications are 10 questions. And again, they want you to pass with 80%. If you do not pass the first time, you will get the opportunity to retake those tests. And again, those test questions are in the test book 6744. Additionally, a volunteer must certify for the specific role they will serve as a tax preparer, either the basic certification or the advanced certification. And again, all testing and certification will be administered through the IRS's Lincoln Learn site, which we'll discuss in session 3. And the training is provided along with all online self-study modules. Publication 4491 is the VITA training guide for 2025. This particular publication was not printed and sent to us again this year. They stopped doing that last year. We don't understand why. However, if you would like, you can always go into Google and put in IRS 4491 for 2025, and this should come up. This training guide is going to give you lots of information on who should file, um, the filing statuses, things like that. Everything that you're going to need to know. However, they do also have IRS publication 4012, which is the volunteer resource guide. I believe that this resource guide has been published to replace the 4491. So this resource guide will be available to you along with the test booklet. You'll just come into the office here and pick it up. It will have different tabs. It'll have each section tabbed out for you. So if you ever have a question about anything regarding a tax return, the process, you'll be able to go to the index, look at the topic that you need, and flip right to the page to hopefully find the answers that you're looking for. And of course, if not, you can always ask one of our VITA gurus that we have here on hand. We have people that have been volunteering for this program for upwards of 15 to 20 years. So we do have some really dedicated volunteers. I was told that once you start volunteering with VITA, they will not allow you to stop. So there's that. Also throughout the tax season, I may bring to you all VITA tax alerts. These are updates provided by the IRS regarding any changes to laws, any issues that are found in any of the publications, and or anything that we need to remove or add to forms or for public notice. So as of right now, there are a few tax alerts out. When you come and pick up your training materials, you'll receive those as well, because it looks like there's a couple of questions in the test book that may have some wrong or inconsistent information in there. And so they're going to give you the correct information here on these VITA tax alerts. Publication 6744 is the test booklet for your certification. So this booklet has all of the test questions in it. It also has all of the retest questions in it. We advise that you go through this book, mark your answers down in the book, and when you get ready to take your certification, you'll just open up your book and you'll take your answers from the book and you'll put it right into the computer, and you'll be ready to go as far as your certification goes. If there's any questions that you have, um, again, make sure you look at the VITA tax alerts. There are some changes on some of these questions here, so make sure you look at that before you go in and answer these questions, and make sure you get those questions right. Once you get done certifying um, for whichever role, once you get completely done, this form 13615, there will be a tab for you to click on that. It will populate all your information in there. It's going to mark which certification level you have certified for. And then also if you have continuing education credits, it'll populate that information in there for you as well. What you'll need to do is to you'll print that off, you'll sign it, and you'll send a copy to me with your state ID or driver's license. Again, this is the one form that we do need to have in order for you to be a VITA volunteer, because this information is then sent on to the IRS. So once you get certified, some of the forms that we'll be dealing with and giving to our clients, the first form here is going to be the Indiana Intake Interview and Quality Review Sheet. This sheet is going to ask basic information about their residency, any deductions they may have as far as rent or property tax, and things like that. So that form is one that will be given to our clients as they come in. That is what our greeter and intake people will do. One of the forms that they'll hand them. Another form that they'll give will be the form 13614C. This will be handed to them during the intake process as well, and it's going to just ask some basic information, their marital status. It'll go in, other pages will go into their income information, any credits or anything like that. And we'll go deeper into these forms in our next training. We just wanted to kind of give you a brief overview of what you'll be working with. And the final form here is actually the tax envelope. So once we process the client's return, we print everything out, we get them to sign it, we will give them this tax envelope. We'll typically write their name on there, the site that they're actually at. A lot of people will just say, I was at VITA, but we want to know which site they were at. And then we'll put the tax year on that for them, and we'll give them all their stuff back as they are ready to leave. So for our next trainings, we'll look at session 2, we'll do the intake interview and quality review section, and also the standard of conduct as well. Um, Session 2 will be for everyone. Again, at the beginning of this video, that was the 2 certifications that everybody must take. So we'll go over those, and that will be the trainings for those. In Session 3, we'll go into the Link and Learn tax lessons and the practice lab. That will be for any site coordinators or any tax preparers. It's going to show you how to enter in a tax return and show you what the tax layer program looks like and how to maneuver through that. Then in session 4, we are going to go over the certification test and retest. And again, session 4 is for everyone as well, because again, you all have to certify in at least the VOS and the quality review training. So in the last session, we will look into how to log in to the certification site and then how to get to which certifications you all will need to take. All right, my computer's a little slow. So that wraps up this training session. Again, my name is Nadia Wall, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If you have someone you think may be interested in volunteering for VITA, please have them reach out to me as well. And I thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next training session. Goodbye.